Hello and welcome. In today's video, we will be going over 3 unsolved murder cases in the state of Texas. The first case we will talk about is Mikiko Kazara. For most people, traveling abroad and going to a different country, experiencing a different culture, and trying out new foods, meeting new people sounds like a dream. Unfortunately though, for Mikiko Kazara, things would turn sour, which would later leave her family in distraught. Mikiko Kazara, a bright foreign exchange student from Japan, was the eldest of 2 daughters. Transferring to Texas Lutheran University, she quickly made her mark, earning a spot on the dean's list for her exceptional grades. After completing her final exams, Mikiko decided to host an end-of-term party for her and her friends at her apartment. The celebration lasted through the night, eventually winding down and ending at around 5 a.m. That same day, on December 14, 2002, firefighters responded to a fire at one of the Sunset Terrace units in Seguin, Texas. Amidst the charred remains, they discovered the lifeless body of Mikiko Kazara. Initially, investigators thought Mikiko had died because of the fire. However, after an autopsy was done, forensic specialists found that there was evidence of homicidal violence. Unfortunately, due to the severe burns on Mikiko's body, the only things that were noticeable were strangulation and some severe injuries to her pelvis. The killer put so much pressure on Mikiko's neck while strangling her that Mikiko's hyoid bone broke. Travis County Deputy Medical Examiner Elizabeth Peacock said, quote, "The victim died as a result of homicidal violence, including, but not limited to, strangulation. There was profound injury with much hemorrhage within the pelvis, the precise nature of which is obscured by post-mortem thermal burns." End quote. I do also want to mention that there was no alcohol found in Mikiko's body. Investigators concluded that about 3 hours after the party ended, the killer attacked Mikiko, then started a fire to destroy any evidence. However, investigators found a charred laptop on the scene, and when going through the search history, they found Asian female porn that had been accessed around the time of Mikiko's murder. Unfortunately, this did not help much with the investigation, and there were no further leads and no suspects, and the case went cold. Police do believe that it was someone who knew Mikiko, not someone from Japan or from her family, but someone that knew her in her school. To this day, there has been no progress and no further leads or anything really about the case besides trying to figure out how the fire started and spread. The police are still trying to figure it out. They still keep contact with Mikiko's mom, but there just hasn't been any new leads, and because of the fire, nothing was retrievable and no evidence was really left behind besides that laptop, which didn't really amount to anything. But the school did end up making a memorial for Mikiko on the 10th anniversary. Delissa Kelly was a mother. She had a son and had recently received news that she was pregnant with another baby. Unfortunately, while she was preparing for a newborn baby, one of Delissa's friends got into a car accident and lost her life. On March 7th, 2014, Delissa prepared to attend her friend's wake. Her family didn't notice anything different with Delissa's behavior, and everything seemed as normal as it could have been. At 4:30 p.m., Delissa left her grandmother's house to go to her friend's wake. She planned to take the bus to get there, but she would never arrive. The next 2 hours of Delissa's whereabouts are unknown, until she was caught on CCTV coming out of a convenience store and entering a 1986 Mercury Grand Marquis at 6:13 p.m. About half an hour after she entered that car, Jasmine, Delissa's sister, received a phone call from Delissa. On the phone, she heard Delissa screaming and saying, "Stop, get off me." Delissa's sister also said she could hear a man's voice saying, "Shut up, stop screaming, you're being hard-headed." The sister tried to talk to Delissa, but Delissa couldn't hear her. This call lasted for 1 minute and 11 seconds. Jasmine tried to call Delissa back multiple times, but Delissa would not answer the phone. 15 minutes later, at around 7 p.m., Delissa texted Jasmine that she would call her later, but she never did. This was the last time anyone would hear Delissa's voice. An hour later, Jasmine told her grandmother about the situation. Delissa's grandmother then called 911.
We can't get her on her cell phone. She's not responding to any messages. So I don't know what to do. But all she could hear was Lisa screaming, stop, stop. And somebody was hitting her and telling her, it was a male voice, telling her to shut up, shut up. Can someone come here?
For some reason, the police were hesitant to file a missing persons report and even made jokes about the situation.
How old is this girl?
She's 24.
Oh, no.
Her granddaughter, but she never goes out missing. And then there's one more thing. She's pregnant.
Well, sounds like she's missing before since she got in this situation.
But she's 24. Come on. I mean,
The police then called back Delissa's grandmother, asking for Delissa's phone number in order to trace her location. Unfortunately, they did not get any information about her location. It was a dead end. It wasn't until 2 days later that the police finally took things seriously and gave Delissa's case a case number. Police put endangered person posters of Delissa. Police then investigated Delissa's boyfriend but got no leads from it. They then called hospitals and morgues to see if anyone matching Delissa's description had shown up, but nobody matched. The police got multiple tips and multiple sightings of where Delissa was last seen, but none of these ended with anything. 1 week later, on March 14th, 2014, Delissa's body was found in an abandoned house 6 minutes away from where she was last seen. Delissa had been beaten to death. She had cuts all over her body, and her jaw and hands had been crushed. The police's lack of response when Delissa went missing had caused them to lose precious time that would end up with her gone. Because there was no leads and nothing to go off, this case went cold, and till this day, there has been no suspects for Delissa's murder, and this case has gone cold. Although a tragic story, some good did come out of this. In 2019, the Kelly Alert was made. The Kelly Alert is a system of notifying the public when an adult goes missing. It's kind of like the Amber Alert, but for adults, at least in Texas. Now, although, like I said, there has been no more leads, the family is still looking for the killer, and I can't imagine what they've been going through with no closure. Now, we just talked about Delissa Kelly's case, which helped create the Kelly Law, which is kind of like the Amber Alert for adults. Well, this next case helped spark the idea for a nationwide alert for child abduction, which is the Amber Alert. This is the Amber Hackerman case. On January 13th, 1996, Amber was over at her grandma's house with her mother and brother. While playing with her brother, Amber decides that she wants to go outside and ride her bike with her brother. Before setting down the street with her brother, Amber's mom tells both of them not to go further than the street. Both Amber and her brother Ricky start riding down the street when Ricky notices that Amber is going further than what they were told. Discouraged, Ricky turns around and leaves her sister. After Ricky returned home without his sister Amber, Donna, Amber's mother, began to worry. Immediately, both Donna and her husband began to go search for Amber. They went down the street, screaming her name, waiting for a response. But Amber was nowhere to be found. It was at that moment that dread set in for the Hackerman family. Amber had been kidnapped. Fortunately, a man saw exactly what happened and called the police.
Or
Arlington 911, what are you reporting?
Yeah, I saw a black pickup, and he grabbed a little girl and he took off toward town with her. And she hollered.
After the police was alerted, they sent out a unit to the scene and alerted all their officers about a black pickup truck. The police sent to the scene talked to the man who saw the abduction, and the man would describe exactly what happened to them. While the search was going on, Donna, along with her family and friends, put up missing posters on every pole post and every window in hopes that it would help out. As more and more people became aware of the situation, more search parties were formed in hopes of finding Amber. As Donna sat outside her home, hoping that police would bring Amber back to her, media crews began to arrive at her house. Donna saw this as an opportunity to inform people about the kidnapping and encourage them to help out.
I just stood outside, just constantly waiting and waiting and waiting. The police told me I had to go inside because all the media and everybody's starting to come.
Yeah, I thought maybe if we had the news media there that, that they get Amber's picture out and get information out that somebody maybe, would call in or something.
Police searched tirelessly, looking for clues, following leads, and taking tips from the public, but no real progress was made. As the days passed, less and less information about Amber was being submitted and less search parties were made. Hopes of Amber returning safely slowly and slowly faded away.
I beg you, don't hurt my little girl.
The search in the immediate area does go on, although police say the reality is if this alleged kidnapper was in that pickup truck, he could have driven off and be long gone by now.
On January 17th, 4 days after Amber's abduction, the news that everyone was dreading was about to be unveiled. At 11:41 p.m., the police received a terrifying phone call that no one wanted to hear. Amber's body had been found.
We interrupt this program to bring you the following News 8 special report.
We have late developments into the Channel 8 newsroom, and it is a rather ominous development in the case of 9-year-old Amber Hackerman.
Apparently he was walking our dog, and he had looked over the fence and had saw something white, looked again and noticed that it was a body.
Donna was devastated, to say the least. It was like her whole world was upside down, and she felt like giving up.
I immediately knew something was wrong. And they started getting the yellow tape out, put it around my mom's home. I just went crazy then. I said, no, you're not going to tell me something that I don't want to hear. A lot of times I just want to go commit. I want to be with her. But I have my son, and I look at his precious little face, and I couldn't do that to him.
But Donna decided to keep fighting. Donna was not going to let Amber's death be in vain. Donna would end up going on TV and different conferences in order to help change laws and pass bills for offenders.
When this man took my daughter, he took my dreams, my best friend.
Take your time, please. I know it's not easy.
Sorry. I would never, ever want another mother to have to go through what I had gone through, or another child be taken away.
What do you want the laws to say?
We want first-time offenders life in prison without parole.
During all this, a lady named Diana Simone learns about the story of Amber and Donna's fight for justice and comes up with an idea. A nationwide alert that could help stop abductions. This alert later gets adopted and gets put into action and becomes the Amber Alert, named after Donna's daughter.
Today we're unveiling the Amber Plan.
Back home, there's more progress in their daughter's name. A first-ever emergency broadcast system alerting listeners to child abductions. The success and the support seem to ease the grief a little.
To this day, we do not know who Donna's killer is, but police say they do have a DNA sample that they are keeping safe. They plan to use this DNA sample when technology is more advanced because they do not want to waste the sample. That's all I have for all of these cases. I hope you liked the video. I plan on making this a series where I make different unsolved cases for different states. If you do like that idea, please let me know and I'll do more of these. But that's basically all I have. Thank you so much for watching. I'm sorry I haven't posted in 2 months. It's a long story. Most of it is just me being lazy and procrastinating, but I will be trying to post more often. I already have an idea for the next video. I'll see you there. Thank you guys so much for your patience and for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed, and yeah, take care of each other. Bye.